the butchery of fetuses and the harvesting and selling of body parts. Eric Ferraro is the VP of Communications who issued this statement. There is no financial benefit for tissue donation or either the patient or Planned Parenthood. In fact, in some instances, actual costs, such as the cost to transport tissue to leading research centers, are reimbursed, which is standard across the medical field. So we're harvesting tissue here, leading research centers, hoping to find a cure for who knows what list of incurable diseases. But again, I'm forced to observe that there obviously have been no such breakthroughs because there have been no such announcements, because had there been such breakthroughs, had Planned Parenthood's butchery led to, say, the cure for cancer or Alzheimer's, I dare say we would have heard about it. And then there would be a long line of people wanting whatever Planned Parenthood was doing that led to said cure. But since none of that is happening, we have to assume this butchery hasn't led to any of the aforementioned and previously referenced medical breakthroughs and cures, which are supposed to be the high-browed, high-valued excuse for this. And then in the statement, Planned Parenthood says a well-funded group established for the purpose of damaging Planned Parenthood's mission and services has promoted a heavily edited, secretly recorded videotape that falsely portrays Planned Parenthood's participation in tissue donation programs that support life-saving scientific research. Of course, it's easy to say that you're engaged in life-saving scientific research, but where are the results? Where are the lives saved? We're killing lives here. We're ending. We're destroying. We're killing. Where's the life-saving here? This is how perverted this is. Similar false accusations have been put forth by opponents of abortion services for decades. These groups have been widely discredited, and their claims fall apart on closer examination, just as they do in this case. But again, federal law prohibits the sale of body parts for aborted babies. Now, let's talk about... I cannot play the audio of this video because you wouldn't be able to hear it. It needs captioning. So much ambient noise takes place in a restaurant with all the accompanying noise that's in a restaurant. The footage that has led to the discovery of all this, which is admitted to by, once again, this well-known doctor, Dr. Deborah Nucatola, Planned Parenthood Federation of America Senior Director of Medical Services. She's the one featured in the video. And she admits that Planned Parenthood charges per specimen for baby body parts. She admits that they use illegal partial birth abortion procedures in order to get parts that they can sell. And she admits that she's aware of their own liability for doing so and takes steps to cover it up. The footage depicts this woman, Nucatola, munching on her salad while she discusses the sale of body parts from unborn children victimized by abortion. She describes, and I know it's lunchtime for millions in this audience, so let me just warn you what you're going to hear here coming up. She brazenly describes how the heads of unborn babies killed in abortions command top dollar. The buyers, who are the ones recording the video, ask Dr. Nucatola, how much of a difference can that actually make? I mean, if you know what's expected or what we need. The doctor says it makes a huge difference. I'd say a lot of people want liver. And for that reason, most providers will do this under ultrasound guidance so that they will know where they are putting their forceps. The kind of rate-limiting step of the procedure is calvarium. Calvarium, the head, that's the biggest part. Now, we've been very good at getting heart. We've been very good at getting lung. We have been very good at getting liver because we know that So I'm not going to crush that part. I'm going to basically crush below. I'm going to crush above. I'm going to see if I can get it all intact. She's describing the destruction of the baby in order to successfully harvest saleable parts. Yeah, we've been very good at getting heart and lung and liver because we know that. So I'm not going to crush that part. I'm going to basically crush below. I'm going to crush above. She's eating a salad while explaining this to potential buyers, she thinks. And with the calvarium, which again is the head, with the calvarium in general, some people will actually try to change the presentation so that it's not vertex, in other words, inverted. So if you do it starting from the breech presentation, there's dilation that happens as the case goes on, and often the last step you can evacuate an intact calvarium at the end. She is, in a celebratory way, describing how she, regardless the position of the baby in the womb, is able to successfully remove an intact calvarium. Now, of course, they put their statement out. They have denied anything here. This is tissue harvesting. We're tissue harvesting for medical research. Tape has been doctored. It's typical. It's been made up. It's been edited. It's fraudulent by people who've been trying to destroy the abortion business forever. There's nothing to see here. We don't even make any money from it. We're just trying to advance the cures of several diseases. No money. Body parts are sold, this story says, anywhere from $30 to $100. She told the actors in the same video, yeah, a lot of people looking for hearts these days. The price is $30 to $100 per specimen. Now, wait just a second here, folks. Does something obvious occur to you? You mean to tell me from an unviable tissue mass we are able to extract functioning livers and hearts and kidneys from unviable tissue mass? They are able to harvest these organs which can be made to grow and function and which may, in fact, already be functioning at the time of harvest? How does that... I mean, that violates everything that Planned Parenthood and the pro-choice crowd has told us over the years, that there's nothing to see here. It's an unviable tissue mass or whatever other construction of words they come up with to describe a fetus. How can this be? I mean, words are from the Planned Parenthood doctor herself. You got a lot of people looking for hearts these days. In fact, before that, she says, every provider has had patients who want to donate their tissue, and they absolutely want to accommodate them. We do, and so they just want to do it in a way that not perceived as this clinic is selling tissue, this clinic is making money off of this. Every provider, meaning every abortion clinic, has had patients. Again, who is the patient? I know. The fetus doesn't exist. It's the mother who is the patient. But I'm asking this kind of rhetorically because the real patient here doesn't even have a say in this, is the point I'm making. I don't want to be mysterious and leave anything to be concluded, perhaps incorrectly. I mean, I'm a communicator. I want you to know what I'm saying. And to me, the patient is the baby. And the patient's not granting any consent. And the baby has not said, yeah, I want to donate my tissue. Yeah, I want to accommodate your buyers. I know what you're saying. Rush, don't be silly. The baby can't know that, folks. That's the point. That's the point. Yeah, the patients, they just want to do it in a way that's not perceived as, or the providers want to do it in such a way that we're not seen as selling tissue, right? And we're not making money off of it, right? So what do we say? Well, we say we're furthering life-saving medical research. But if Planned Parenthood is anything, it's a for-profit scheme. It's a for-profit operation. We can add the politics to this later if we want to. But now we go to the AP, because now it's time to circle the wagons, and it's time for friends of Planned Parenthood throughout the drive-by media to provide whatever support, deflection, refraction, whatever is necessary to actually make sure this story doesn't become anything. Now, we've long, the Associated Press, we've known they refer to unborn children as unviable tissue mass, fetus, or what have you. But covering this story, AP has really bent over backwards to use euphemisms to soften the blow of this fact, you ever heard of the TV show American Horror Story? The first year was about this kind of thing, and a haunted house in L.A. where this kind of thing was going on in the basement. Anyway, here's the AP story. Anti-abortion activists on Tuesday released an undercover video showing a senior Planned Parenthood official discussing the disposition of parts from aborted fetuses. The activist contended the video reveals illegalities, but Planned Parenthood said the activity in question was the legal, not-for-profit donation of fetal tissue to research firms. You people are going to have to make up your mind. You're either harvesting workable, salvageable, healthy hearts, lungs, livers, whatever, or it's just fetal tissue. You have to make up your mind here what it is. Little over an hour later, to promote the article, the AP tweeted from its corporate account the following. Anti-abortion group released video showing Planned Parenthood official discussing disposition of fetal remains. So the AP has decided to describe what's going on here as the disposition of fetal remains. And that's how the low-information voter is hearing about the story.